You start to get tense and tight and anxious when you ride new trails, especially when there's tight turns. In this video, I'm going to show you the top 3 mistakes that I made while trying to become a better trail rider. The first big mistake was looking at the tree or the object that I didn't want to hit. It's really easy to focus on it because you don't want to smash into it and break your bike or hurt your hands or get injured. But what I realized is that when you look at that, you are more likely to hit the object that you don't want to hit because you go where you look. That reminds me of when I was riding with my friend Jordan out in South Dakota in the Black Hills, and it was a really fun flowy trail kind of weaving through a little bit of trees in the pinewood forest, and he was about 30 to 50 feet ahead of me, and there was a slight turn to the right in the trail coming up ahead. On the outside of the trail there was a nice big solid tree, and for some reason he rode right into it and ended up breaking his clutch lever. And when we got off the bike, he was super frustrated, and we asked him, well, how'd that happen? He's like, well, I saw the tree coming. I'm like, oh boy, here it comes. And he was looking right at it, focusing on it, and bam, he hit it. Mistake number 2 that I made was sitting too far back or just relaxed on the bike, especially while sitting. And it's easy to want to sit kind of in the middle or towards the back, especially while turning, because it's more comfortable to reach the handlebars. You don't feel as cramped, or because you don't want to be close to the handlebars and feel like you're gonna fly over the bars if you use too much brake. Or maybe you just don't even know what the right or wrong body position is when going around tight turns. And after I learned what the proper position and riding technique was for going around tight turns, I learned that sitting too far back or too relaxed makes the front end feel loose. So the front tire is more likely to wash out on that turn, and you're more likely to overshoot that corner. So even when you're riding at the same speed of someone ahead of you and they can make the tight turn easily, but you're going the same speed and you overshoot the corner, well, it's probably because you're not using the right body position or riding technique. And mistake number 3 is stabbing at the brake, whether it's the front or rear, because you're anxious about being able to slow down and make that corner. So you end up using too much front brake, or maybe you're afraid to use the front brake, so you stab at the rear and end up locking it up and washing out and falling down. Not only is it frustrating to be falling down all the time on new trails, but the more often you fall, the more likely you are to get hurt or break your bike, which can be difficult to repair on the trail or expensive. And the big lesson here is not riding over your skill level and relying on being able to use the brakes and stop in time to try and maybe ride faster or keep up with your friends. You see, too many trail riders forget that proper braking technique is just as important to riding fast on new trails as well as staying safe, because if you can't stop quickly and efficiently and smoothly, you're either going to have to slow down or the ground or a tree will slow you down. And if you're looking to become a better trail rider so that you aren't anxious or tense on new trails, then I want to help give you a free basic techniques guide. You can learn these techniques in weeks or months and not years. You can get that free PDF guide at motocrosshideout.com/basic or click the link in the description below. I'm Kelly Figure, and I want you to become a better, safer trail rider so that you can enjoy it for many years to come.